Creating a daily walking habit is hard because, quite frankly, creating any kind of habit is hard. In this video, I'm going to talk about 5 mistakes that I made while creating my daily walking habit, and these are mistakes that I don't want you to make. And candidly, mistake number 5, I'm still a little embarrassed about. Hi, I'm Dave. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a licensed personal trainer, simply a guy who loves walking. And to help you fall in love with walking, I do a daily audio podcast, Walking is Fitness. Every episode is recorded while I'm out walking, so essentially we're taking a walk together. Let's do that right now as I talk about, the 5 mistakes that I've made building my daily walking habit. And by the way, a daily walking habit could change your life. It could lower the risk of an early death. It could lower the risk of heart disease, certain cancers, type 2 diabetes, dementia, and more. It can help calm anxiety, manage stress. It can even help you think better, provide focus, clarity, and creativity while you're out walking. Believe it or not, that's research backed. So there are all kinds of fantastic reasons to start building a daily walking habit. But again, it's hard. So these are 5 mistakes that I made that I don't want you to make, because I don't want your habit to be disrupted, to get pushed aside because of these challenges. All right, mistake number 1, not thinking outside the box. So for 5 years before I made walking my daily fitness activity, I was a runner. And I didn't make the transition from running to walking because I was injured. I simply realized I enjoyed walking far more than running. So I was like, why am I still running? But I kept doing the same things the same way in terms of what I was wearing, specifically my shoes. I'd worn runner's shoes for 5 years and just kept on, kept on wearing runner's shoes, and they're fine. They were fine. Until finally, I thought outside the box. Hey, well, what about walking shoes? I say to myself. And I tried a pair of walking shoes, and the difference was instant. It was incredible, and they're a game changer. They're more comfortable. They provide more stability. And when the temperature is colder, these walking shoes keep my feet warmer. I finally was willing to think outside the box and to not simply do something the same way because it's, what I've always done. When you begin building a walking habit, consider the options, consider what you're wearing, particularly on your feet. Don't simply wear the shoes that you've always worn because, it's what you've always worn. Think outside the box. You want to be comfortable. That was mistake number 1. Mistake number 2. I had a step goal that was too high. I think it's important to have a daily goal, whether it's based on the number of steps, how far you walk, how much time you spend walking. But if that goal is too high, it can sabotage that habit. And I started with a goal and then gradually increased that goal over time. And it got to a point where it was too high and it was sucking the life out of this fitness activity. I wasn't enjoying it as much. And if your goal is too high, it can actually sabotage the habit before it gets established. My recommendation is 10 minutes a day. Start with 10 minutes a day and get that habit in place before increasing it gradually. That was mistake number 2, and I don't want you to make that mistake. Mistake number 3, I didn't give myself the grace to take a day off. Now there's a little bit of tension here because one day off can lead to 2 days off, which can lead to a week off, which can lead to 3 weeks off, and then before you know it, that habit is in the rearview mirror. But the mistake is never allowing myself to take a day off. I think it felt like a failure if I would. And it took time for me to recognize that, no, it's not a failure. Sometimes you just need to take a day off. I'll pick it up tomorrow. Now I do give myself the grace to walk less, if I need a day off. Give yourself the grace to take a day off, but pick it back up the next day. And then mistake number 4, I love walking. I believe it's important for whatever fitness activity you choose that you find the fun, that you make it enjoyable, because if you don't, it's going to start feeling like a grind. And I assumed that over time that the fun would just happen. Hi, how you doing? I assumed that the fun would just happen, and I didn't work at it. And here was the difference maker. I had been listening to music primarily through corded earbuds attached to my phone, and my hand, as I'm walking, would keep catching the cord. And oftentimes it would pull one of the buds out of my ears, which was sometimes painful, or the phone out of my pocket. So this thing that was actually supposed to be making the walk more enjoyable was not. And finally I realized, you know what? There are other options beyond corded earbuds. And so I tried some cordless earphones. Game changer. Walking is fun, but sometimes we have to work at finding the fun. Try different things, different headphones, different routes, different times of day, even whether you walk alone or with somebody. Work at finding the fun. It'll happen faster, and it'll make this activity, even more enjoyable. And then number 5, and this one I'm a little embarrassed about, and that is caring what others thought. My ears are really sensitive. They get cold faster, probably than most people. And so the temperature threshold where my ears are uncomfortable is higher for me than it is for others. And for a while, I would try to tough it out because, well, nobody else is wearing a hat. And I would be really uncomfortable and, quite frankly, would not want to go out and walk. Finally, it was like, why do I care what others think? Why does that matter to me? And so now I'm willing to wear the hat when others aren't. When it's comfortable for them, but not for me. I know myself, and I want to be comfortable. So sometimes we can be concerned with what others are thinking. Even just getting out and consistently walking, are people watching me? What are they thinking? Don't care what others think. In fact, you might even be inspiring them by your consistency and your commitment. All right, one more mistake that gratefully I haven't made, and I hope that I don't make. And this is the worst mistake at all. Building this habit is hard. Keeping it going is super hard. And at some point, you might even start wondering, why am I doing this? Here's the mistake. You answer the question with, I don't know. Why am I doing? I don't think I want to do this. And you stop. And all those great benefits that come from a daily habit of walking. Mistake number 6, stopping, quitting, giving up. Don't do that. I want you to build a walking habit, a daily walking habit that lasts, a daily walking habit that you'll fall in love with, and ultimately a daily walking habit that will change your life. Check out the podcast. It's an audio podcast, Walking is Fitness, every day, brand new 10-minute episode that I record while we're out walking. So we're doing this together, walking together. Thanks for watching this video, and I hope you have a great day.